Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427's to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey folks, I'm going to be coming back to Syracuse Collectors Con this year, taking place at the Center of Progress building at the New York State Fairgrounds in Syracuse, New York from March 29th through the 30th. I'm going to be there all weekend and I'll be judging their cosplay and prop contests on both days alongside CNY's Wonder Woman and Zircon Momotaro with Chelly Pop hosting. I'll also be going as Miss Kobayashi from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid on Saturday and Seiya Kanye from Amagi Brilliant Park on Sunday. More information and details can be found at SyracuseCollectorsCon.com for you to check out, and if you see me there all weekend, then by all means, come on up to me and say hi. Hope to see all of you there. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and so it's come to this. I guess since after what we've been through with, of course, a few good amount of movies for the past few months, it's now come to this. Boy, I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? Whew, okay. Alright, well, I guess for starters, I think before I begin, if you're wondering why I sound like this, well, I guess it's quite obvious. Probably since after the last thoughts video that I did, I somehow got sick. Yeah, I'm not joking on why I say it. I guess pretty much for the past, about like, Wednesday, so yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I think probably for the past 4 to 5 days, I actually got a bad case of the common cold for sure, and to be honest, I don't know how I actually got it for sure, because yeah, somehow came out of the blue for sure. I was actually doing very well by far, but then right at the moment, right around Wednesday last week, my body's like, boop, time for you to get sick. So yeah, I've actually been like this for the past few days, but it looks like from the sound of it, I'm doing a whole lot better right now. I think I'm already drinking lots of water and giving myself plenty of Advil to ease my headache for sure, and probably downing as much cold medicine for sure. So, so yeah, plenty of that stuff so that way I can actually make a full recovery for sure. And hopefully just in the nick of time before Syracuse Collectors Con coming up, because yeah, I'm pretty sure the last thing I want right before my time at that said convention coming up is, well, for me to actually get myself sick and be written as bedridden by far. I really gotta stop getting out more just for the sake of my own health. Although I can't fully guarantee that all the way because I had other things going on, but yeah, you kind of get the idea at this point, so. But regardless on that, I still got a thoughts video that I want to do all of, for all of you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and do exactly the heck by far. So yeah, I guess either way, since I ended up getting sick by far for the past few days, and well, I didn't have the time to actually go to any conventions, like, of course, Zenkai Con, TorCon, not even Geek Arg Confluence by far. Because, again, Syracuse Collectors Con is what I'm currently focusing on at this point. And all that sort of stuff. But I did manage to get myself plenty of energy by far and do what I do normally, which is catch the latest movie on the big screen for sure. So yeah. And well, I did build this up in the last thoughts video by far. So, and yeah, trust me, given to, of course, my status as of now, I really don't want to do this. But I gotta give you guys what I promised for sure, so we might as well do exactly that. So yeah, I guess for today's thoughts video by far, well, I guess it has been some time since we've actually delved into this subject matter by far. So with that being said, I think we might as well dive right back into Disney once again, which is always a good sign by far. But I guess for this case, it's back to talking about their live-action remakes as of now. Boy, I guess you can see exactly why that I knew this day would come for sure. So yeah, I guess it's quite obvious that if you have seen plenty of my previous thoughts videos for sure, you would definitely know that I do have a love-hate relationship with the Disney live-action remakes for sure. Yeah, some of them actually turned out pretty good, while others, they left me feeling mixed reactions by far. Even on several occasions that I would absolutely hate them for sure. And boy, it looks like with what they're pushing out, they're really starting to get out of hand for sure. So yeah. I guess it's actually quite obvious at this point on how I actually feel about the Disney live-action remakes by far. So yeah. And I guess for this case, we're doubling ourselves back into one of their latest ones by far. And trust me, I don't want to talk about this by far, but I suppose I have no choice. So yeah, I guess with that being said, I think we might as well double ourselves into the latest Disney live-action remake they just released as of now. And I guess for this case, pretty much I think it's time to see if this one is indeed the fairest of them all. Yeah, I think you can pretty much get where, of course, where I'm actually going with the heck for sure. So yeah. But I guess in case you're actually quite curious, we might as well dive right into the latest of the Disney live-action remakes that just got out and see if it is the fairest one of all, which is pretty much the latest one they just pushed out, which is none other than Snow White. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're talking about here today. Not only is this the latest film that just came out not too long ago, but it's also serving as the live-action remake of pretty much their well-known animated film of all time, and of course the one that started it all, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Need to make sure I need to drink plenty of water to get myself better, so. Whew, so yeah. Anyways, now before I begin talking about this latest movie, I think it is quite fitting that I should talk about, well, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in a nutshell, so yeah, and I mean, I guess in all honesty, what can I say about that said movie that a lot of people haven't already by far? I guess it's quite obvious that when it comes to a Disney animation for sure, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is definitely what comes into mind when you think of some well-known classic animated feature films from Disney, so yeah. And of course, with it being dubbed as the very first animated feature film that they pushed out for sure, and of course it's the one that started it all, and for good reason for sure. It is indeed the absolute definition of an all-time animated Disney classic for sure, so oh Jesus, So yeah, I think with, of course, everything that has to be said about it, from, of course, the story, to the characters, to the song, to the beautiful animation by far, it does definitely hold a place in many people, kids and adults, as being a really great animated Disney film by far, and really kicked off pretty much a whole streak of course, these kind of movies that Disney has actually pushed out, that they're still going on with today for sure, so yeah. And even paved the way for other animation studios to also come into play later on down the road for sure, so yeah. I guess it's pretty much what can be said about the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs for sure. While for me personally, yeah, I guess it's quite obvious that from pretty much from my point of view, I really enjoyed the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs for sure, so yeah. I do remember pretty much watching the film constantly on VHS when my family used to have it for sure, and I absolutely love it from beginning to end for sure, so oh Jesus, I think my yeah, my voice is actually really giving out by far, so yeah. But needless to say, I absolutely love the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs when I was a kid for sure, when I watched it constantly on VHS for sure, and I can agree with a lot of people in saying that it is indeed a really great movie by far, and it's definitely well worth checking out for sure, so yeah. And of course, revisiting that said film again, since after getting it on Blu-ray some time ago for sure, yeah, I definitely say that movie really did age very well for sure, so yeah. Given for the fact that it was released back in 1937 in its entirety, yeah, it really does hold up very well in today's modern era for sure, so oh God, man. So yeah, I think it's why I can't say, of course, that front, and well, if you haven't actually seen already, then you're missing out a whole lot, because yeah, it is indeed a really great film by far, and yeah, I can side with a lot of people in saying that the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is an absolute icon for sure, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So, of course, I guess it's quite obvious when I heard the news that they're going to be doing a live-action remake of course, that said film. Yeah, I guess, to be honest, I wasn't really that excited for it for sure, and yeah, I guess pretty much if anything, I would have just left it at that for sure, but of course, we knew right away since the very beginning, all the way from, of course, the casting, to the numerous amount of controversies for sure, to even when the trailers actually dropped. Yeah, I knew right away that this film has indeed the warning signs that it's absolutely gonna tank for sure, so oh boy. And yeah, I did already talk about the numerous amount of controversies and stuff revolving around that said movie in its own video for sure, so So yeah, I say definitely go check that out if you got the time for sure. So, and yeah, part of me really didn't want to see it by far, especially with, of course, pretty much what's been happening with that movie even before it came out for sure. And trust me, I really wanted to skip on that because of how sick I was for sure. And just move on from there. But I knew I had to give in to myself and give you guys what I promised in the last thoughts video for sure. So, of course, despite all that, I do have to officially go and see this movie for myself for sure. Just to see how it will go from there. So, yeah. And, of course, luckily enough, seeing how I'm on the verge of getting better and did have plenty of energy in me to actually go see this. I did manage to get myself in to officially go and see this movie for sure, all thanks to the kind people at Crown City Cinemas as always. So yeah. And of course, despite with what I'm currently going on as of now, I did pop in to officially go and see this movie for myself. And well, now that I've officially got back from, of course, seeing this, I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this movie now that I finally got the chance to see it? Well, I guess to summarize how I actually felt about this movie, I think I can pretty much sum it up in the style of one of the memorable songs from the original by far. And I might as well do exactly that, so hi-ho, this movie totally blows! Yeah, I guess it's quite obvious by far. We knew the warning signs were there that this movie is going to tank, and I knew going in I wasn't really looking forward to seeing it, and yeah, I was totally right. This movie is just bad. Yeah, that's pretty much how I actually feel about this movie by far. And I know a lot of you guys may be wondering, oh, is that so? You really do think this movie is bad? And to that I say, yes. I really do think so by far. I really didn't like this movie for what it is. I knew it's going to be terrible going into it. And that's exactly why I got for sure. Yeah, you can definitely see how I actually feel about this movie as a whole for sure, So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Yeah, that should do it. Whew. My God, I really don't feel well. I mean, yeah, even talking about this movie while I'm feeling sick, it's not giving me any joy whatsoever. Like, none. None whatsoever. Okay. I've got a job to do. Let's go into all the aspects of course, this movie and pretty much explain on why I didn't like it by far. So, alright, so I guess for starters, I think we might as well start off with, of course, the story. And well, I guess pretty much of anything, I really do think the story by far is actually structured out very poorly. I'm not gonna lie for sure. I mean, yeah, it does play out a good number of areas like in the original anime film by far. but with some random additions here and there that I didn't really expect by far, that just really doesn't tie in very well with everything that goes on for sure. In fact, I almost feel like I'm actually watching something else rather than getting anything from, well, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs by far. So yeah. If anything, I think I really do find it very hard to follow from what it is. Like, I really do think they haven't really given anything that would really open itself up for something new and creative for a remake by far. So I guess if anything, I really don't think they really provided anything that had great for sure. And the story for this is structured out very clumsy for sure, and I really don't think it works well to the film's advantage for sure. So alright. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for the story for, of course, this movie for sure. So yeah, and of course for the writing, I have to say that alone is, of course, another thing I need to mention, because the writing in this movie, yeah, it's very, yeah, I do think it's actually crafted, yeah, it's not very crafted well, to be honest. I think it's, yeah, it really doesn't give me anything that had engaging for sure, that really got me hooked on for sure, and I really do think they really could have used a little rewrite here and there to actually make it all the more engaging for sure. So yeah, and even I think for some of the other aspects as well, like of course the comedy, I just really don't think it actually works well either for sure. In fact, I was actually pretty much cringing more at the film's comedy more than laughing for sure. Like, really? Is this the best that you could do? I mean, at least put some effort into it. Like, really? You're not even trying that hard. And that just really bothers me, so. But yeah, you kind of get the idea at this point for sure. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say for the story and the writing and the comedy for sure. I really don't think they really gave off something that had really works well to the film's advantage for sure. And it just leaves me all the more confused, and really doesn't provide me anything that great for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alrighty. Okay, so now that I've actually got those out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and move on to the next couple of things that I need to talk about for sure. So yeah, and I guess for starters, that being, we might as well move on to, of course, the characters. And well, I guess it's quite obvious that we do know the characters from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs for sure. But the characters that we got in this movie, yeah, I really don't follow through on, of course, all of them for sure. I really do think the characters in this movie, I really don't think are giving any great development by far that makes me want to root for them. Let alone anything that would make them likable and interesting for sure. So yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, I really don't think any of the characters from what I'm seeing by far really worked well to the film's advantage for sure. So yeah, I guess either way, I really do felt that the characters are developed very poorly, and I'm sorry, they're just not that interesting for sure. And And they really do miss the mark, of course, what makes them so iconic and memorable, like how they were in the original, for sure, So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Now, as for the actors that came on board to play all these characters, well, I will admit, for pretty much for what it is, I'll admit, I think pretty much most of the casting on this is quite alright, for sure. In fact, if anything, most of the acting from what I've actually seen range from, of course, fine to just standard gag best, for sure. Like, yeah, I do get the idea that they're not working well with the material that's actually been given. But I do applaud them for at least trying their best, for sure. So yeah. But I guess if anything, I think I will have to say in regards to a couple of the actors, for sure. I will admit, I think for Rachel Zegler as Snow White, I mean, yeah, say what you will about her, given to, of course, her getting tons of backlash for saying that she didn't like the original Snow White around the time. Which pretty much would speak for itself, for sure, but I can't recap that for sure. I will admit, she actually is giving it her all, and she actually is. She already is a pretty decent Snow White, for sure. I mean, yeah, like I said, I think she's not really that interesting, for sure, because yeah, I think Disney likes to have this happen and making their female leads actually make them absolutely perfect with no flaws whatsoever. And I guess for the sake of Snow White, for sure, it's actually way different from, of course, how she was in the original, for sure. Which I guess is probably not saying in the long run, for sure. But I will give Zegler credit that she is giving her all, and she actually does give a pretty passable performance, for sure. So yeah, and plus, she actually is a pretty talented singer, for sure. So yeah, and given for the fact that I've actually probably somewhat mentioned her in, of course, the past movies I talked about that she was in, I think it would pretty much, again, speak for itself, for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I could say for Rachel Zegler as Snow White. She actually is quite passable in this, while Gal Gadot as the evil queen, yeah, I mean, I will have to say, mad respects for Gal Gadot, for sure. I know she's a really great actress, for sure, and I've seen her in plenty of good stuff in the past. And she'll always be the best Wonder Woman, for sure. But I felt her as the evil queen. Yeah, I felt like she's absolutely miscasting on purpose, for sure, and yeah, she's clearly not on her A game, for sure. I really don't think she stood out quite well in, of course, this movie, for sure. And plus, even her singing, I'm not gonna lie, just doesn't really sound that great. In fact, if anything, Gal Gadot singing in this movie actually makes Emma Watson singing in the Beauty and the Beast remake sound like Ariana Grande at that point. Yeah. And I guess if you have seen the movie for yourself, you'll see what I mean, for sure, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for the characters and the actors, for sure. I know it's a whole lot, yes, but it is probably the best I could come up with, for sure, so yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Oh, God. Alright, so yeah, now that I've actually got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Well, quite a whole lot, actually. So I think we might as well get through it, and hopefully I won't pass out by far, so yeah, I guess either way, I think for starters is, of course, mainly, I know I've never actually mentioned that in all of my thoughts videos, but only on a few occasions. I might as well talk about the production design for sure, so yeah. I mean, I'll give the film credit for what it is. The production design they actually pulled off, and of course, this movie is actually pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie, for sure. In fact, if anything, from what I've actually seen, from the way pretty much they actually planned out this movie for sure, I will admit, pretty much the set designs actually are quite nice for sure, and I really do dig on what they actually did to make the movie look pretty good for sure, so yeah. I guess either way, I can definitely dig that for sure. I really do think they did a pretty nice job on that front, so yeah. I guess that's one thing I can give this movie credit for, hands down, so yeah. But as for the others, they're a whole other story by far. Like as cool it is to see the set design, the costumes they whipped up by far, they almost kind of look like something a cosplayer would make. That is trying to actually look like pretty much something out of the original for sure, but it's not even trying for sure. I mean, I do find that as a massive insult. I mean, come on. I've got plenty of cosplays by far. And I'm pretty sure me and other cosplayers can whip up something way better than what this remake actually pulled off for sure, so whew. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front, so yeah. And as for the visuals and the effects, yeah, I will have to admit, I really don't dig on what they actually did by far. I really do think the visuals and the effects in this movie are not really that great for sure. In fact, if anything, I really don't feel like all the things that they actually did for sure to make this movie look realistic in terms of its effects really isn't rendered out quite well. Like, I really don't think they actually did a good job of course, that front. And plus, pretty much, if anything, seeing plenty of all the stuff from what I've actually seen, from, of course, the animals and the creatures, to, of course, seeing the 7 dwarves, hands down. But mainly towards the latter is some of the worst CGI I've actually seen by far. I mean, just by seeing the 7 dwarves, hands down, they look like something out of a Robert Zemeckis film that came out recently, mixed in with the 2019 Cats movie for sure. And that's saying a whole lot, hands down, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front, so yeah. But, of course, for the music and the songs as one aspect, well, again, as the bright side to, of course, this movie, I will say the music and the songs are actually not that bad for sure. I mean, granted, I think there are only like about 3 songs from the original film that only made it into this film. But I will give it credit that the new renditions of course, those songs that they actually pulled off are actually nicely done, hands down. I really do think they did a good job updating them for sure. And even some of the new songs, I'm not gonna lie, again, I will give it credit. It is actually they're actually done pretty decently for sure. I really do think they are good songs. Well, not particularly for this film, but maybe for some other project, hands down. But I still like what they actually did by far, and I think they did a good job with those. Especially the song Waiting on a Wish, that one I will have to give it credit, is actually a pretty good song, hands down, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front, for sure, so yeah. Anyways, I think on to the other ones for sure. I guess pretty much, if anything, for the next aspect, the direction of this film, to which I will have to say is, of course, pretty much, I'm quite surprised that this is, of course, directed by pretty much Marc Webb, hands down, and I guess it's quite obvious he actually has done a good number of romance films in the past, which somehow makes sense, hands down, so. But I guess for the sake of this film, yeah, I think with what he's actually pulled off direction-wise, I think it almost feels like he's actually reliving some Vietnam War flashbacks to when he did Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah. I mean, I guess if anything, I can't fault him for that. I know he's a good director, hands down, but he's clearly not on his A-game with, of course, this one, and this is certainly not the project that is doing quite well for him, hands down, so. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front, so yeah, and of course, the cinematography, pretty much for what it is, well, I mean, it's actually done fine, with, of course, a mixture of some good camera shots and some bad ones they actually did. Which, again, is not saying a whole lot, hands down. Oh, God. But could have been a whole lot better from what I've actually seen, so yeah. And, of course, the A-ing, I have to say, yeah, I really don't think the A-ing in this movie is cut up very well, hands down, and of course, it really is cut up rather poorly, I'm not gonna lie, that I just really don't think actually works quite well, hands down, for sure, so yeah, and it even doesn't match with the film's tone and pacing, hands down, to which, yeah, I guess if anything, it goes by so fast that it kind of is hard to make out, of course, everything that goes on. Like, of course, one scene will, of course, go by and goes by so fast, there's hardly enough time to actually catch your breath, hands down. Oh, God, my voice. Yeah. I guess even talking about this movie is leaving me drained, hands down, but I'm pretty sure it will give you the idea, of course, how I feel about this movie in a nutshell, so yeah. It's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. So yeah, I think with everything that I need to say about all this, that would pretty much sum up on how I feel about this movie as a whole. So yeah, overall, Disney, we still love you for who you are and for what you're doing by far. But I guess when it comes to this movie, what the hell were you thinking? Oh, yeah. So yeah, I guess overall, the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is still an all-time classic by far, and everything that needs to be said about that said movie by far still makes it an absolute masterpiece by far. But for the sake of this movie, it's anything but that, hands down. So yeah, I guess if anything for what it is, the live-action Snow White remake is nothing more but a soulless and misguided remake that Disney is actually mustered up when it comes to their live-action remakes for sure, and it really does miss the mark with what it's actually done for sure, and with everything that I've actually said about this, yeah, I think it would actually show on how this movie really doesn't work as a whole for sure. So yeah, I do feel like it's actually trying to actually do something different from the original. But it is quite amazing for the fact that this movie not only misses the point on what makes the original Snow White all the more iconic for sure, but also tries to hit the bullet points that it's trying to attack it with, and how many of them don't work hands down. So so I guess if anything, with of course what I've actually seen, I think it really doesn't show, of course, what it needs to do, hands down, and I swear on my behalf that this is certainly one that I really don't think is actually worth your time. But do you want to know the most ironic thing about what I have to say? I really don't think this is actually the worst of the Disney live-action remakes. Yeah. I'm definitely saying that as a whole for sure, so yeah. I guess this movie is bad, yes, but it's not the worst of the Disney live-action remakes I've seen. Though technically the live-action Pinocchio remake still holds that title for sure. But this one actually does come pretty close, hands down, so yeah. I really don't think this is probably the worst by far. But do I still think this is a bad movie? Absolutely, hands down. So yeah, I guess pretty much for what it is, I really don't think this is actually worth your time, hands down. So yeah, I really do feel baffled and yet betrayed from, of course, what I've actually seen by far. So yeah, and I guess pretty much if anything as a whole, I really don't think this is actually worth your time. So I guess for what it is, if you want to associate with both Disney and Snow White as a whole, then just watch the original animated film and avoid this remake for what it is. So yeah, the original animated Snow White movie is still a great movie for what it is, while this is nothing more but a misguided remake that is not worth your time, hands down. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So for my final score, well, I knew I have to give this movie for what it is, so 4 out of 10 is my final score, hands down. So yeah, like I said, I really don't think this is the worst of the Disney live-action remakes, but it does come pretty close, hands down, and it's still a pretty bad flick for what it is. So I don't know. Maybe it's because of my sickness that I'm actually feeling, or maybe I guess it's my bad case of the Disney live-action remake fatigue as of now. But I do hope Disney will finally take note of course, what we've been complaining about, and if they ever do want to continue on with their live-action remakes on their animated films, then maybe I think it's best to focus more on the ones that we want to see as opposed to the ones that we don't want to see, hands down. But until that day comes, I guess in regards to this movie, I guess this is certainly one poison apple that I won't be biting at anytime soon. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I need to say about this movie, so yeah. But I know I can't leave it at that, hands down, so I want to ask all of you guys, what do you guys think of the live-action Snow White remake if you have seen it for yourself? So yeah, do you absolutely really enjoy it and think it's actually a really well-done movie? Or do you absolutely hate it and think it betrays everything about the original, hands down? Like, how I actually feel about this one? Or are you somewhere in between where you think it's alright? I'm fine with either or, hands down, so... But yeah, let me know in the comments down below on what you think about this movie for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front, so... So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this Lee's Thoughts video, and... Yeah, I think I'll do it right from here, because yeah, I guess from the sound of my voice, I'm not feeling very well, hands down, so yeah. Hopefully, I think right around tomorrow or later this week, I'll finally feel better for sure, so... And hopefully just in the nick of time before Syracuse Collectors Con for sure, so... Yeah. And if you do see me at that said convention, whether I'm sick or not, I do hope to see all of you there, but for now, I think I'm going to get myself some bed rest for sure, and make sure I down myself some more water and plenty of cold medicine for sure, but I know that doesn't actually cure me, hands down. It just masks the symptoms. But hopefully, I think I'll get myself better later on for sure. So I guess until then, right up until something would actually come up, thank you guys so much for watching this latest Thoughts video. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody, and yeah, I'm gonna get myself some bed rest. Oh boy.
Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427's to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427 Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/Ackleyattack427's/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.